Today we're going to talk about the champs that I will abuse to get Challenger as fast as possible once the new season starts on the 8th in a few days. Alright, let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is what is my ban. I'm going to be perma-banning Camille because I don't want to play with her, I don't want to deal with her. I think she's too volatile. If the enemy is extremely good on her, she can carry the game. And if he's bad, it's going to be a free win. I don't need volatility in my games when I'm tryharding for ranks. Now let's get into the champions that I actually want to play. The first one we're going to talk about is Shen. Shen is currently one of my main champions. He's also going to be my blind pick champion. So if I'm first picking on my team, I'm going to pick Shen every single game because I want to win, and he's very, very good as a first pick. There are no hard counters to Shen. He's always going to be solid. Also, a really brilliant thing about Shen is he can help out your team. So when you're tryharding for ranks, getting a bot or mid lane ahead is extremely valuable because you know you can control if you tilt or not. However, you can't control if your teammates are tilting. So if you get them ahead, your chances of winning skyrockets. Now, we are sadly going to a number of situations where Shen is banned, and in that case I need to prepare a second blind pick. My second blind pick is going to be Malphite. The reason for that is because he doesn't have any hard counters. Yes, people are going to say, oh, Sylas is pretty good against him. I think I can lane against Sylas and be completely fine. It's not a problem. So I don't think he got any hard counters when I play him. And also, he's always good. He's solid. If you get behind, he's going to be good. If you're ahead, he's amazing. It's a solid champion that always works. So Malphite is extremely crucial for this climb that I'm going to be doing. Next up, we have Wukong, who is my third and last blind pick. If Malphite and Shen are sadly banned, then I need a champion that I can pick. I think Wukong is great because he doesn't have any super hard counters. He does have matchups that are very difficult. But one thing that's really good about Wukong is he's always somewhat useful. Due to the nature of his ultimate, he got a lot of CC, which means he's always going to be doing something. And also in the laning phase, you don't generally have to win laning phase as Wukong. You're okay being behind because you have a really strong mid and late game. Now, obviously, I do kind of want to avoid having to pick Wukong because I think the other two options are better. But if I have to, I will do it and it's going to be fine. Now, we covered my blind pick, which is 50% of the games. But I also want to talk about the times where I'm second pick, which is the other 50% of the games, right? So, Shen is a champion that I will second pick instantly if my bot lane is amazing. I'm going to check them up online, check the stats, see how well they are. And if I have a really good AD carry, I'm instant locking Shen. Because Shen is so amazing they have a good AD carry. They tend to win lane, snowball, and your ultimate value becomes so much better. Then next up we have Malphite. Malphite is a champion that I will pick if I'm against champions like Lucian. And I will also pick him if the only thing we need is a massive CC. Malphite is amazing for that reason because he got that massive CC. So if I need that, I'll pick him. And situations where you would need that is kind of if you have a lot of CC, you have a lot of engage, and you're against champions like Syndra and other champs where you just need to go in, one-shot them, and get out. Now next up we have Wukong. Wukong is a champion I'll only really pick as a counter pick if I don't have to first pick him. So if I'm against champions like Fiora, Malphite is banned, or Yon, those kind of champions, then I kind of want to pick Wukong, but it's not something I'm looking to second pick that often. I have better options, which I'm going to tell you about now. Next up we have Teemo. Teemo is a champion that I want to pick if I'm against a team that doesn't have much healing. I have a good laning phase. For example, if I'm laning against Wukong, Teemo is actually pretty good against him. Or other champions similar to him where I can blind him and completely abuse that fact. Now it's very, very crucial that I pick Teemo against non-healing teams. If the enemy team have a lot of healing, my shrooms become really bad and almost useless. So I have to pick Teemo extremely late. But if I get the perfect situation, Teemo is a champion that I will use because I think the opportunities and potential carry that you have with Teemo in the right situations is enormous. It's just very, very important you don't get counterpicked by Soraka or other healers. Also, it's very, very important you don't pick him against shield champs like Orianna and so on. Now, one really, really important thing to also note is you don't want to pick Teemo if the enemy team have a lot of lifesteal champions. For example, let's say they have Olaf, they have Aurelia top who's going to perma-heal, they have a mid laner with a shield which is Orianna, and then they have an AD carry which tends to buy healing items. Can't really think of one, but you can definitely think of one, right? There's some of them. Alright, now let's leave Teemo behind. Let's talk about the next one. The next champ that I'm going to use to reach Challenger as fast as possible is Fiora. Fiora is amazing if you can scale, if you have the right team comp for her, and you get the opportunity where your team is really strong 4v4, so you can split for a long time, you can relax, you can farm, and you can get your items. Once you get free items, you can carry that game, but it's very, very important that you only pick Fiora, then you already have that strong team comp. Now, Fiora is also a champion where I need to be against good matchups. If I'm in a terrible matchup like Malphite, it's not going to be fun. So I need to first look at the enemy team comp, the enemy team's champions, my team comp, and then I can choose if I want to play Fiora or not. but it's going to be essential that I have this champion because she's going to be my only split pusher. Now to finish up my champion pool, I'm also going to be playing Quinn. Quinn is really good against weak juggernauts and bruisers. You can dominate champs like Renekton, you can dominate other champions that can't really reach you. It's a fantastic champion to have if you want to climb really fast because he's amazing in the right situations. Now when you play Quinn, it's also important that the enemy team doesn't have that much CC and I can actually get in and hit them so they're not that long range. So this is my champion against kind of low range champions without too much CC and a good matchup. For example, let's say they play Renekton and Olaf and they have a non-CCing mid laner. In that case, I want to go Quinn and I can just take over the game and dominate super easy. So this champ is going to be super important for my climb. And I think this is one of the champs that's going to give me the most elo if I pick it in the right situations. Now, I want to ask you, what is the champions that you're going to use to climb in Season 11 once the season starts? Leave a comment below, and I'll see you next time. Peace.